Okay, we're going to start with signing on to squareup.com/login. Okay, this is the name, the email address that you gave to Square when you signed up for their service. So I am using the email address for the Dan Shack company. Okay, put in your email address and password and click the sign on button once. Okay, we're logging into the dashboard on a PC or a laptop. Okay, we're going to click save. Okay, I don't have a bank linked up yet, so I'm going to click later. Okay, so here we go. On the left we can see the Dan Shack is the company. Okay, this would be the Twisted Shrimp. We have the sign out option. We have the home screen, which is the screen here. It shows things like deposits, gross sales, payment method, invoices, all sorts of general information about what the business has done today, last 7 days, 30 days, last year, more than last year. Okay, and any feedback that you would have gotten from any customers. So this is the main dashboard. This is what you're going to use to control Square POS from the office, from the laptop. So we've got the home key, which shows this information. We've got sales, okay, which has got a ton of information in it. Okay, this is all different sales information by payment methods, items being items you're selling on your menu. Categories are like seafood. An item would be, say, a conch fritter within seafood. Mobile staff sales, this would be if you had somebody out in the field selling. Employee sales, this would be if you wanted to track sales by employee. Any discounts given. Modifiers. Okay, let's talk about modifier. A modifier is something that is different about an item. So let's say you have a conch fritter, which is an item that's under a category called seafood, and that conch fritter, that item, could be modified, like it could be deep fried, it could be blackened, it could be something else that would modify the item. Okay, so that's what modifiers are. Any taxes, okay, taxable sales, non-taxable sales. Transaction status, if there's any transactions that are pending or declined or canceled. And then gift card sales. You know, do you have any gift card sales? Okay, and you can also create custom reports. Okay, click the new report button and you can select fields and create reports based on your own needs. I'd be very surprised if you're going to have a need for a custom report, at least in the first 30 to 90 days, until you get the hang of how to use this animal. Items. Okay. Items are items for sale on your menu. And they would be like, example we gave, conch fish or conch fritters. You could have French fries, you could have beverages, you could have coffee, you could have beer, you could have wine, you could have all sorts of different items for sale. And those items might be and should be under different categories. So beer and wine would be under a category called beverages. Okay, employees, very simple. Okay, I'm registered as the owner of the company, the Dan Shack, and the Dan Shack has one employee called Danny Mraz, who has a role of a cashier. Now, we'll talk more about employees as we get further down into the dashboard. And customers, okay? You can have customers loaded. You can have customers within groups. You can have directories of customers. I don't think you're going to have the use for customer relationships, at least not from the get-go. If you have a customer that is a frequent flyer who wants to come in all the time, you may load him up as a customer into the customer relationships, and you could give him a discount based on, you know, what type of loyalty program he would have, or you would set up that he would have. Okay? So now let's look further down. We've got appointments. Okay? You can set up different appointments on scheduling software. But this is additional software. This is software you've got to buy. Every time it says start your 30-day free trial, that means you're going to buy something. So you may not have the need to have appointments scheduled within Square. You probably won't. You'll probably use some other free calendaring system like Google Calendar or something on your phone. Okay. Capital. Capital is loans that are given from, not given, but written from squareup.com. So you can apply for a loan to get capital for your business, to do additional things within the business, to expand, whatever you may want to do. Invoices. These are invoices sent from the Twisted Shrimp to their customers. Okay? Now, I don't think you'll have many invoices because you're going to be charging most people by credit card. Okay? Or they're going to pay cash. So you probably won't have the need to invoice a customer. But if you do, you can create an invoice by clicking the invoice button and going through the process of entering their email address and customer name and how much they're invoiced for. They'll get an invoice, they'll apply a credit card to it or send a check, and then record that payment. Okay, loyalty programs, we kind of talked about that. You can create your own loyalty program. Again, remember, it says try for free for 30 days. So this is going to charge you money to create your program. It's only $25 per month. Okay? You got to think about it to see if it's worth that for your business. My guess is it's not from the get-go. Marketing. Marketing has got, Square has got their own complete marketing program. Okay? And so you can offer coupons or discounts, keep customers up to date, send an email invitation to somebody to come into the restaurant, or announce new products and services. It's a good thing to have customer email information so that you can send out updates. But it's not an easy thing to do. It's not, you know, especially when you're running a fast counter business, to get somebody's email address. I'm going to click the X and close that and get back to the dashboard. Okay, online store. You probably won't have an online store. If you were selling trinkets over the internet, like jewelry, you would have an online store. But most likely, people are going to come in to the restaurant, order food, either for takeout or eat in, dine in, and they're going to pay for it. So you probably won't have the use for an online store. But if you do, you can create one. And you pick the location that you want the online store at and then set it up. Okay, time cards, very important. Time cards are where you have an employee. Like I said, we have one employee, Danny Morales, and he logged in to the Square Register, okay, which is different than Square Dashboard. Square Register runs on the iPad, and he logged in with his 4-digit ID number, and he worked from 12:41 to 12:46. So he worked 8.08 hours, and he's paid $1.20 for that. Okay, so time cards would flow into payroll. Okay, and my guess is you probably will use payroll. Because it's integrated into Square in your point of sale system, and you'll have employees log in for hours, and the hours will be captured by the time cards. So you'd have to set this up. We can do that once we're together. And this overview takes you through actually how to set up the payroll module. But the cost is $20 per location per subscription and $5 per month per employee. So $20 per month plus $5 per employee per month. Okay, which is probably a fair rate for payroll, considering they're doing all the reporting, taxes, auto deposits. Now, apps. There are lots and lots of add-on applications, okay, to Square. Square has partnered with all sorts of companies, okay. Here's just, for example, accounting and taxes. Okay, Intuit Online, which is probably the best solution. It depends on what your accountant wants you to use. But there's just buku choices here. Now, for items in inventory, there's a couple that are specific to the restaurant business. Specifically, this one called Peachworks, which has restaurant inventory, recipe, cost, nutrition, inventory counts, which is important. Okay, so when you get items in, you record them, and then when you use them, you record them in ordering and invoices. Here's another one called Market Man. Okay, this is showing real-time food costs, applications for stock taking and supply ordering. I think Peachworks would probably work better. There's also a system called Deer System, which has inventory and order management. It's more like it's generic point of sale. So, those you can look at as time goes on. Okay, let's look at accounts and settings. This is the overall view of the business itself. So the business name up here, this would be the Twisted Shrimp. Oops, go back. Bank accounts, email notifications, location, okay, pricing and services. We're waiting here. Okay, this is showing you what so far has been, what services that you've signed up for and how much you're paying per month for these services. Okay, deposits, when deposits have been made. Okay, you can do an instant deposit, but